Hi everyone. We hosted our 10th Cosan Day in Brazil in early March, not so long ago, but the world turned upside down ever since due to the escalation of coronavirus. We have all been focused in making sure our people are safe and our operations prepared to face the challenges ahead in the best possible way. We spent the last few weeks implementing our business continuity plans and are pleased to report that all of our operations are working in a safe environment, remotely or in local. The health of our teams is first priority by all means. And we have been providing support for communities where we operate and engaging with stakeholders to help build better solutions for the industry, for the country, and for the society. We donated ventilators and over 1 million liters of ethanol for asepsis and hygiene, as well as hand sanitizers, also distributed to gas stations, terminals, and truck drivers. Lockdowns halted activity across the globe and caused capital markets to melt down. Commodity prices and currencies faced huge volatility. Oil prices in particular lost half of the value, rebounded anticipating a historical agreement among producers thereafter, and then touched never experienced negative territory. Global economic slowdown due to the COVID-19 will most certainly affect our expectations in some way, and that's for sure. We conservatively assessed our liquidity needs, reinforcing our cash position accordingly. More than ever, having a diversified, resilient, and well-managed portfolio of assets, a robust balance sheet, and above everything, good people is important. During the Investor Day, each business CEO provided an update on strategic views and growth opportunities. Talking about growth opportunities may sound delusional right now, but we consistently think long-term when building our strategies, and the conversation here is about long-term. Things will change, and timing for growth to happen will have to be adjusted to say the least. But in times of needed quarantine and significant short-term uncertainty, we believe rationally thinking long-term is a healthy exercise, as well as continuously assessing the risks and opportunities that arise in this type of environment. So let me share with you the highlights of the event, beginning with Rumo. Beto started by reiterating confidence on Rumo's investment thesis of providing reliable and efficient logistics to improve Brazilian competitiveness. He talked about geographic expansion as we incorporated Central Network, advanced in the development of Northern Expansion, and signed an agreement with Ferroeste in Southern Network. We are now present in 80% of Brazilian grain-producing areas, which we believe will allow us to go from 26 to 35% share of Brazilian grain exports in the future. And beyond grains, Beto presented cargo diversification plans including sugar, pulp and paper, and fertilizers, as well as containers, now that double-stacker cars are running full blast, increasing capacity and profitability of such model. As capacity increases, with 120 railcar trains playing a key role, Rumo needs to strengthen its commercial reach, getting closer to final clients, while focus on efficiency remains top priority. Rumo continues reducing fuel consumptions, which also translates into lower carbon emission, while technology plays an increasing role in reducing train cycle. Every hour matters, 24 million reais to be precise. Let me now talk about energy, starting with Moove. The main message from Felipe was about having a well-organized platform to accelerate geographic growth and penetration in countries we recently entered, while focusing on premium performance lubricants that increase efficiency. Moove almost doubled its EBITDA in the last 3 years and is on track to continue growing at good pace once normality resumes. Now Raízen. Raízen presentation had 2 different blocks. Luis Henrique, who became Cosan CEO as of April 1st, kicked off. He talked about main challenges faced, and most importantly, main achievements of Raízen in a changing environment with the shift in Petrobras' role, high volatility in prices, and new formal competitors coming to market to help fight informality. In the fuels division, we continue to deliver above market very consistently, growing market share in Brazil slowly but steadily, dealing with competition, and nurturing our relationship with clients. Integration with Argentinian operations is almost completed and synergies estimated at 350 million reais. Talking about Argentina, we delivered on guidance despite elections, macro volatility, and price freezing. Efficiency is always top priority, and our infrastructure and trading footprint is set to help sustain growth. Regarding Raízen Energia, Luis mentioned the impact of lower investments in field renewal, particularly during 2015-16 crop year, following the group's decision of cutting capex across the board as Brazil was going through an impeachment process and economic instability. Productivity took a toll over the last 2 crop years, adding to worse conditions of newly acquired fields. Looking backwards, we probably underestimated the impact of such decision. But Raízen has been increasing investments and expects to catch up soon, while a transition favoring sustainable products will likely increase opportunities for renewables. Luis then handled his presentation and challenges to Mussa, former Logistics Distribution and Trading VP, taking over CEO position from him. Important to say that Mussa started his talk restating commitment to continuity on Raízen's consistent and successful strategy. His presentation focused on main global trends and how Raízen is prepared to capture opportunities. On fuels, he touched on 2 main points: proximity, providing additional information on recently formed JV with FEMSA. Raízen currently has approximately 1,000 C-stores in stations, and plan is to reach 5,000 units between select branded C-stores and OXXO-branded proximity ones, and then on payments, with Shellbox app rollout plans following a more recent exponential expansion, attesting our business model choices, clearly focused on fuel sales and grounded on strategic partnerships on payments. In sugar and ethanol, top priority is to increase agricultural yields. Should we manage to catch up with historical levels, contribution can be as high as 800 million reais a year in results. Mussa then shifted gears to Raízen renewables agenda, where the plan is to leverage on energy transition to offer better solutions to our clients. We manage roughly 30 million tons of sugarcane and can use proprietary and, most importantly, proven technologies such as cellulosic ethanol and pelletization to make cleaner energy available to our clients in markets that are growing free to choose their suppliers. Raízen is clearly committed to strengthening its green footprint while responding to customer needs of the future. Last among operating businesses, but certainly not least, Nelson presented not only Comgás, but our broader plans in a changing gas and power business in Brazil. About Comgás first, he talked about the company's successful cycle since acquisition in 2012, paying 6.3 billion reais worth of dividends ever since and 1.5 billion reais in capital reductions. 2019 was an important year in which 4th tariff review cycle was finally concluded and Cosan increased its stake in Comgás to 99%. He then discussed our views of gas and power potential in coming years. Brazil is growing long on gas, as net gas production is expected to double in 10 years. Most of the new production is associated gas from pre-salt that will need to find a physical market, otherwise oil production may be affected in view of stringent flaring restrictions. Regulatory changes are moving in the right direction. Power regulations are evolving by promoting free markets and increasing price transparency. Gas regulatory framework will follow the same path, creating interesting opportunities and finally integrating gas and power in Brazil following global trends. This will be a buyer's gas market, and a more competitive gas molecule can foster consumption, including the use of gas as feedstock and increasing gas-fired power generation dispatch. At least that's what global experience tells us, provided that infrastructure is developed to connect supply and demand. Having set the scene, Nelson detailed our plans in a promising gas and power market in Brazil, announcing the creation of Compass, Cosan's integrated gas and power company, with 4 main areas of interest. First, infrastructure, aiming at getting access to gas supply. That includes regas terminal in Santos, São Paulo State, and Rota 4 or Route 4 pipeline, connecting pre-salt offshore gas production to the coast. In gas distribution, Comgás, that accounts alone for some 30% of the firm gas demand from LDCs in Brazil, will develop its regulatory plan, but we may participate selectively in upcoming privatizations. Gas-fired power generation is also a target, with possible participation in upcoming energy auctions with strategic partners, leveraging on gas and power integration and cost competitiveness. And gas and power trading through Compass commercialization, recently acquired by Cosan. That company pioneered the free power market opening in Brazil, bringing expertise to help develop a free gas market and promoting gas and power customer base integration. Compass is a bold move, with high-quality assets and skilled teams, solid cash generation, leverage capacity, and with potential to grow and value creation, grounded on Cosan's track record of excellence in business transformation and delivering on promises. We then concluded the day with holding presentation. Marcelo presented an update of our financial achievements, once again growing EBITDA under management to 14 billion reais now, despite all macroeconomic headwinds. Consolidated guidances were met in both energy and logistic, health returns in all businesses, as well as leverage close to 2 times net debt to EBITDA corporate target, more than ever a very important policy. We continued buying back stock to create value. We believe this to be the best way to return cash to shareholders. The total investment in 2019 was 3.5 billion reais, totaling 7.5 billion reais in 4 years. Performance of our stocks, at least until markets' coronavirus-led meltdown, is in our view an acknowledgement of promises being delivered and operational consistency. Marcos then came to stage. In his last presentation as Cosan CEO, he made a recap of his successful 10-year journey, talking about how this unique portfolio of assets and people was built. Consistency, resilience, discipline, planning, focus, good management, long-term mindset. Call it sustainable capital allocation. At Raízen, an integrated green energy company. At Moove, improving performance and efficiency. At Rumo, developing integrated, efficient, and reliable logistics to improve Brazil's competitiveness. And finally, at Compass, enabling integration of gas and power in Brazil and helping increase energy competitiveness through the use of a transition fuel. This is Cosan, a platform of diversified assets with growth opportunities to be captured as and when normality resumes. Marcos finalized his presentation talking about value creation through human capital and the importance of attracting, developing, and retaining talents. As he likes to say, he needs to walk his talk. The decision to resign as CEO and focus on boards plus strategy and people's committees means opening space for great people to step in, embrace new challenges, and develop. Luis took over the presentation now as new Cosan CEO. Business environment will keep on changing. Energy transition and global warming are here to stay. Digital transformation may actually happen even faster. The role of Petrobras keeps on changing in Brazil as the company is reducing participation in mid-downstream. Brazil's role as global oil exporter while growing long on gas is a fact. Regulatory environment is changing to promote private investments. Gas and power integration is beginning. And needless to talk about the rising relevance of Brazil's agribusiness. And as Luis said, Cosan is on the right side of the change, improving efficiency in energy and logistics, reducing and helping others reduce carbon emissions, connecting gas supply and markets, or agricultural products and exports, to name a few. Life goes on in home office for the time being, but we remain confident about the strength of our people and our portfolio to navigate turbulent waters, and then be ready to capture opportunities as and when they arrive. Again, consistency, resilience, discipline, planning, focus, good management, long-term thinking, people, purpose, all those elements combined are what sustainability really means for us, our core values and ESG commitments. Well, I've tried to cover main highlights here. All the slides I used, along with full presentations and videos from Cosan Day event, are available in our website, and our IR team is available for any follow-up questions that you may have. We have all been focused in making sure we preserve health and protect lives, our highest priority. Our essential operations are prepared to face the challenges in the best possible way. We made adjustments to all our facilities and processes to ensure that employees who need to be in the field or in the offices so that most of the population in many locations can remain at home are protected and receive essential healthcare support, both physical and psychological. And we hope to see you soon in some form. Stay safe.